Bleeding, I lied. Hello guys, Nika here with your second daily neuro nugget, and I'm gonna talk very fast. Turns out my work meeting got pushed back to 4, so we have a couple of minutes, and I was scrolling through Reddit, and I wanted to share this with you because the Eerie 1122 number, is this some sort of weird connection that we have all missed, linking Brian Kohberger linking Brian Kohberger's license to the crime. We know that there are and have been several serial unalivers who love patterns, love numerology. They like having these secret codes. It's actually quite common in the world of unalivers, right? All these weird connections. So again, I was scrolling through Reddit and I'm like, this is interesting. People are talking about this Eerie 1122 number, and I wanted to share with you guys because this is something that I have never paid attention to. And again, when we are looking at crimes, everything matters. Everything matters. Time of crime, how many victims, number of floors, because sometimes serial unalivers like to create this sort of puzzle for detectives to figure out, is it sick? Of course it's sick. But I just wanted to run this through you guys. And allegedly Brian Kohberger's driver's license was going to expire on 11/22. So this is just going to be a quick video. I wanted to do a little poll here, and please, if you think that this is some eerie connection to the crime, let me know. Leave a number 1. If you think this is just random and it doesn't matter, leave it 2. Again, we know that the crime was committed on 11, month 11, year 22. And the house was also 11/22. And now we are seeing this number again on Brian Kohberger's driver's license expiration date, which was 11/22. His birthday, 11/21. Is this just random or does this mean something? Again, I am pretty good because of the ADHD. We tend to be really good. A lot of you guys are also neurodivergent. You are extremely good at spotting these patterns. But again, just because there is a pattern there doesn't mean that there is a connection to Brian Kohberger, right? Because somebody posted this and it's hilarious to me. They put 24 hours in a day, 24 beers in a case, 2 + 4 = 6, 666. Do you see? Like, it could mean nothing. It could mean nothing. Somebody said, if you're going to play the conspiracy theory, then 11/22, break it down into 22. Break down 22 would be 4, right? 2 + 2 is 4. (11) break it down is 1 and 1 is 2, and 2 survivors. And somebody reminded me, they said, didn't Kennedy also pass away on 11/22? And he did. He sure did. But doesn't have anything to do with 11/22 King Road. Doesn't have anything to do with November 2022, right? There are things that happen sometimes just on the day. Somebody mentioned 11/22 address. Add all the numbers. 1 + 1 + 2 + 2, that gives you a 6. Add all the numbers. 6, year 2022, add all the numbers. 6, 11, 13. Date, add all the numbers, equals 6. November 2022 equals 11/22. By the way, for all of you who maybe are aware of numerology, there are some numerologists, and I don't know too much about numerology, but there are some numerologists that say 11/22 is an angel number. Which is a little bit weird. This comment is a little bit crazy. They put Xana 4, Ethan 5, Kaylee 6, Maddie 6. 6 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 equals 21. 2 plus 1 equals 3. 3 equals the Holy Trinity. Satan mocks God with these unalivings. 1122, if you add them up, 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. 6 divided by 3 equals 2. 2 survivors. 2 opposing sides in the case. 2 states involved, and now 2 counties in Idaho and judges. I don't know what to think of that. That doesn't link it to Brian's license. It's just like random patterns. And honestly, I didn't even know, again, I didn't know about this license connection, but it does, there is a pattern there, right? Now, what somebody shared here is interesting, right? This person said, based on what's been publicly shared, it seems like he may be on the spectrum, possibly with traits related to OCD or ADHD. Every person is different, of course, but patterns of hyper-focus, attention to detail, and repetitive behavior are common traits that stood out to me. The matching numbers and planning do not feel like coincidences. As odd as it sounds, I cannot help but feel like this case became some kind of personal experiment for him, like he is chasing a sense of control or validation from the attention it is getting. That might explain why it's dragged on for so long. I am from Washington and went to WSU. It is a great school and overall a safe place. Is it though? But there's definitely a strong party culture. What do you mean by party culture? Do you mean like a strong fraternity and sorority culture where fraternity members are being found unalived 12 plus hours later in really weird circumstances? Is that what you mean by strong party culture? See, we can find patterns in everything. What's unsettling is that he came from Pennsylvania and ended up in Idaho, just a 15-minute drive from WSU. I wonder if he got lost in his criminology studies and wanted to see if he could pull it off in a quiet town that would not expect it. The whole thing gives off Ted Bundy vibes with an added layer of intentional calculation. Calculation? Really? Bitch, please. Bitch, please. This is the least calculated crime I have ever seen. The only part that is missing intentional calculation is the other sources of DNA that were found at the crime scene that were not tested by law enforcement. Okay? Because this is not calculated. When a crime is calculated, it is not messy. It is not gory. You're not going to find 5 sources of unknown DNA all over the house. 5 sources, Nika. Where are you getting this information from? From the documents. Okay, I'm literally getting it from the documents. I've told you guys, and I'll say it again because I'm so loving. Okay, 2 sources of unknown male DNA at the crime scene, on the handrail and on the glove. Then we have 3 other sources that were never tracked back to Kohberger under Maddie Mogen's nails. This is not a calculated crime. How is it going to be calculated? If you are an assailant, you're walking into a home and you're running into Dylan 3 times, that doesn't seem calculated to me whatsoever. How is it calculated if there's DNA all over the crime scene? How is it calculated if there's DNA under Maddie Mogen's nails? The only calculation vibes that I'm getting is the lack of calculation that was done here by the state, because they didn't do their job. They literally willingly chose to not do their job. You're fired. You're fired. Right? So again, this is, I don't like to talk about this. A lot of you have asked me if I watch, I don't watch, you know, numerologist or occultist or whatever. I have nothing against them. I just don't watch them. But when you start getting down this road and looking at all the patterns, I don't know. Because you can find patterns in so many things. Like, so many things. So, again, yes, Kennedy passed away on 11/22. Doesn't mean that it has any ties to this crime. Somebody said, "Oh my God, he committed this crime on his birthday." No, he did not. He did not, right? His birthday was what? 11/21. And again, people, once they get down this path of connections and patterns, it's very hard to pull them away from that, because the more you look at into patterns, the more that you're gonna see. So now people are like, "Oh my gosh." Another weird thing is the infamous Amityville horror crime that took place on 11/13 at 112 Ocean Drive. I'm like, oh, isn't that reaching just a little bit? If anything, we could do the same thing, and we could look at when the crime was committed, okay? The crime was committed on 11/13. Why are we magically leaving out the 13? Because it's not convenient, right? It doesn't, we can't make a tie there. We can't make a connection to Brian Kohberger with that 13 in there. Let's just leave it at 11/22. But if we're gonna do the pattern thing, all right, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, bitch. Okay, 11/13 was also when Hannah Clear passed away, right? Hannah Clear, okay? I've made a couple of videos about her. That was allegedly just a couple days after her birthday, right? She passed away actually in February, sorry. And people have found patterns and have said, well, there's a pattern there. There's a connection to Hannah Clear. Hannah Clear supposedly accidentally OD'd. Supposedly. But actually, what really happened? Because when you have people like Hannah Clear passing away in weird circumstances, when you have people like Hudson Lindo, who allegedly drowned in like an inch of water and was found magically 12 hours later, why do we have these 12-hour delays with Moscow PD by Chief Fry of all fucking people? Yeah, I'm gonna question it, right? And we can say, well, if there's a connection, look, there's also numbers that point to Hannah Clear, more so than they point to Brian Kohberger. And some people have speculated and have mentioned over and over again, there were so many comments on Maddie's and Kaylee's page when they passed away, when they were unalived. So many comments that freaked me out that were basically saying that Maddie and Kaylee were mean girls, that they were bullies. People don't like to hear that, do they? Because again, like that one journalist said, Americans are obsessed with decorum, right? We're obsessed with not speaking ill of the dead. You know, when people pass away, they're perfect human beings. They never did anything wrong. Is it possible that maybe, just maybe, all of those comments that were saying that these two girls bullied Hannah, could there be any truth to them? I don't know. I'm just asking questions over here. So don't get all bent out of shape. I'm just asking questions. Is there any possibility that Kaylee and Maddie could have been bullies to Hannah Clear? And if so, then we have this 11/13 connection, because some people have theorized that, you know what, this crime at 1122 King Road was revenge for Hannah Clear. Could it have been a pissed off family member saying, you know what, you bullied my daughter or my sister or my friend, right? And whether she OD'd or unalived herself, as some people have theorized, you know. And if Hannah was born on November 15th of 2000, that could also be some sort of pattern there, right? Just imagine being a loved one of Hannah Clear. You are suffering, you're in distress, you're remembering that this was her birthday and she's not with us. And that only would have been 9 months after Hannah Clear passed away. Was this a revenge crime? Yeah, but Nika. But her father came forward, right? Hannah Clear's father came forward and he spoke up and he said that there had been no foul play. Her father came forward and said that she accidentally OD'd. All right, okay, but let's just theorize here. Let's just a deep, dark, eerie theory. An eerie theory. Let's just speculate for a second. Okay, if you are the father or the brother or the friend of Hannah Clear that could have been allegedly bullied, you know, could have been bullied maybe, just maybe by Maddie and Kaylee. Are you going to tell the world that there was foul play? Or are you going to keep it on the DL, on the down low, and say, yeah, there was no foul play, and then get your revenge? Because if you say there's no foul play, that everything is coolio, if you say that everything is coolio, now no one's going to look at you when your daughters or your sisters or your loved ones' bullies go disappearing, or when they get unalived. This is just a theory. I'm just saying, numbers and patterns are everywhere. But I did reach out to a numerologist. I'm not going to say her name because you asked me not to, right? Because I don't know, again, too much about numbers, numerology. But this numerology said, you know what, Nika, actually 11 is a very powerful number. It's a very powerful number. And she even said that that's why she chooses to not live at addresses that have the number 11. Because there's usually some sort of calamity attached to the number 11 or some nature of destruction. And this numerology, like, it doesn't mean that you have to believe in it. We don't have to believe in it, right? But if somebody out there in their sick little minds, if that person believes in it, that's all that matters. That's why detectives, that's why psychologists look at this, because it's that person's belief. It's that person's core beliefs that drive how they perceive and how they act in their world. That being said, that was my source, right? That numerologist said that she personally doesn't like the number 11. But when I have seen other numerologists on like social media, they're always saying that numerology, in fact, is a master number, and that it's considered something that means that you're like connected to higher source, right? It's seen as an angel number, and it can be associated with new beginnings and significant life changes. Hi, husband. Hi. My husband's here, guys. So yeah, let me know, what do you think about this number? What do you think? Is this a weird, eerie connection? I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys go because he's coming in. Is he coming? Come on down. Charlie. 11 or 1122, or the 1122 number connection to Brian's license. Oh my gosh, his license was going to expire on 1122. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Let me know in the chat, gang. Bye, guys. Take care.